Hey guys, before I get started, I just wanted to quickly introduce myself. I'm really honored to be part of October. I love the group and I love talking about Canva and web design. So, I'm a web designer and digital strategist, and I work with Canva a lot and have a business account because I think it's a really great and easy way to make beautiful graphics. And I think what people often forget is that we communicate with words, but so much we also communicate with our branding, with the colors that we use, with the images that we have on our website and social media channels. So I really think investing a bit of time and energy into great graphics can really help you get rid of website shame. It can mean that you connect on a more deeper level with your clients, you share more about yourself and your work, and you kind of just naturally bring your business to the next level that way. So yeah, I hope you enjoy the question. Thank you so much for all the questions you posted. And I'm looking forward to hear from you what you think about the training, if you've got any more questions, anything else that has come up. See you later. Hello, so let's get started. I'm really excited about this. You already know I'm a huge Canva enthusiast and I really loved all your questions. So, I have prepared a little overview of all the things that we're going to cover today. I thought we should start with looking at how to choose the right format on Canva, how to find colors that work for you and your brand. Then we're going to talk about how you can work with your own images and how you can upload them in Canva. I'm going to show you how to find stock images on Canva and work with templates. We're going to look at how to layer images and text, very important, one that often is kind of a bit of a tricky one. We're also going to talk about picking fonts and color combinations that work for you. We're going to talk about resizing graphics, and then we'll look at communicating facts through images, kind of things that are a bit more information richer than other stuff, and where you feel you want to break something down. And then finally, we're going to talk about integrating graphics on your website, and I'm going to give you a few practical examples. Okay, so when you log into your Canva account, signing up is super easy, so I'm going to assume you've already done that. This is the kind of overview that we see. You have more functions here, so this your brand bit is something that you only see when you have a Canva business account. That would be $9.99 a month, I believe, but you can get a quite long trial time at the moment, I think. So that's really worth looking into because it makes the whole thing a lot more easy. And then you have the design school here, which I think is also a really great feature. It gives you tons and tons of design ideas, best practices. You can get inspired, watch little videos, and just check out what other people are doing with Canva. So it's really great. Also, as a side note, I felt that both as a paid business Canva account owner and the free one that I had before, I received really great and quite quickly turned around customer care. So Canva as it is free, but what you would pay for is if you use stock images or done for you graphics like this one here that I've posted in a group. That was a background that I really liked that I actually paid for. So you can use Canva for free if you don't have a budget for this. You can upload your own images or just pick ones, images and templates that are free on the platform, or you can use these that are a bit more, done for you and they're really beautiful. Either way, even if you're not paying anything, the customer care I really felt was amazing. So if you have any questions, don't be shy and click the need help button here, and I'm sure someone will help you. Okay, so let's begin by looking at choosing the right dimensions. So if you have a specific outcome in mind that you want to work on, so maybe you want to have a YouTube banner, then you could either see if there's a pre-made template for you here, or you could Google the dimensions that you need for a YouTube banner, and then you could click use custom dimensions here, and then just put in whatever it is that you need. And that could really be anything, so this is super flexible. But you're gonna see if you open this page here, there's a lot that's already done for you. So you have Twitter posts. These are great for Instagram because they have the perfect shape. here's an Instagram post actually. You've got Facebook apps. This would be a magazine layout. There's A4s here. You've got presentations here. So what I've showed you just now here, that would be a presentation format that I've used. And there's so much really. You've got desktop wallpaper, marketing materials are here, so there's even a Tumblr banner. Just have a look and see what might work for you, and if it's not here on this page, then use the custom dimensions. A great feature also is that when you are making something in your business account, so I'm just gonna do this as an example. I've opened the social media post here. I'm just gonna pull over a template. Don't worry about this, I'm going to show you how this works in a minute, but what I want to show you right now is how you can resize files. So if you have this feature, you can click on File at the top left here, and then you can see the dimensions are 800 by 800 at the moment, and I can say change dimensions, and then I can choose another format here that will adjust automatically, or again I can use custom dimensions. Say I want to have it a lot wider, and then it's resized for me. So say for example you want to implement something on your website and you've downloaded it and you just realized it's not quite the perfect shape yet. You don't have to start from scratch if you have a Canva business account. So I think that's very useful to keep in mind. Okay, so where are we? We've talked about finding the right format. Now I want to talk a little bit about finding the colors that work for you. So you can see I'm using my branding colors here. I really love this orange and the purple, and I'm using a bit of green on my website as well. So this is my own website, and I've picked these colors a long time ago. I feel they really represent me as a person, but also my brand, and gosh, I just love them. I was looking at them for quite a while, and I really sat with them. But these are colors that I wear a lot. I live with them in my home, and even after more than a year of having them on my website and throughout my business, really, I still love them. So, I mean, I don't know if you've already have something in mind that works for you, but I'm going to share a couple of links in the group later on of online tools and inspiration boards that kind of really deal with color palettes that work well together. My advice is that you really take some time to play around with this and look at the tools that I'm using and sharing in the group, and then see if they work together, if you feel they really represent your brand. Maybe also check what other people in your industry are doing, because obviously the area that you're working on is going to be very important for the message you want to communicate and what's going to really fit the bill. So, something like gray and kind of a pale blue would be suitable for something like finance, banking, maybe property. That's a color combination that's often used in medical industries and pharmacy. And then on the other end of the spectrum, you have, richer, warmer colors. I often see a really refreshing green, maybe with a little bit of orange used for health coaches, for example. So I think if you're really stuck on this question of where to begin with your colors, I think 3 things to consider. Really play around with some color palette tools online. Check out what other people are doing, and then maybe make a vision board on Tumblr, for example, or Canva, where you put together the different colors that you might want to work with and just see how you relate to them and what you can build with them. Once you've decided what your branding colors are, a really great feature in Canva for Business, so I've opened canva.com now, and then I clicked your brand here, and this is the page that I'm seeing, is that your branding colors are already implemented for you. So this is my purple, and then all these elements here already carry my branding colors. And so if I open one of these, you can see it's the exact shade of purple that I'm using. And then if I click on this, And then here I would open the color functionality, and I'm also going to talk about this in more detail in a bit. You can see that I also have my orange here and my green. So this is already done for me, and if I didn't have this feature because maybe I wouldn't have a business account, then I could click plus here and then put in the color code here. So these color codes always begin with a hashtag, and then it's a combination of numbers and numbers and letters. I'm going to show you a great tool that I use. What color code is this? I can't remember the URL now, but this is really, really amazing in so many ways. I'm going to post this link in a group, so don't worry about remembering it now. But basically what it does is you can take a screenshot of anything online, and then you choose that file and upload it into this tool, and then you say show image, and then you can click on the color that you want and you get the color code. So this works for the orange as well. This is the color code for the orange. So I would really recommend, once you've settled on the colors that you want to use for your brand, to write the exact code here down, and then to be really consistent with that and use the exact codes over and over again. Okay. So, how to work with your own images. I'm gonna give you a couple of examples of graphics that I've made using my own images. So, if you don't have a lot of photography that you feel might work for you, and then one of the resources I would recommend is unsplash.com. It's a free website that offers high resolution photos that you can download. It's 10 new photos every 10 days. You can subscribe here, you can submit images, and some of them are really, really beautiful. Others are a bit more generic, but usually I always find something that I really like and that I can work with. So yeah, really definitely worth checking out. I think this would work really beautiful, for example, because it has enough negative space here. So this is a great area in this image to layer with text if that's something you're interested in. Okay, so closing this bit, and then I'm going back into my own Canva stream to show you something I've done recently. This is a graphic I made today to advertise a new blog post on my Instagram account. So as you can see, I chose this square Instagram format that I need, and then I have uploaded the image that I want to work with here. If it hasn't been done before, then you would click upload, and then you choose whatever you want from your computer, and then it takes a couple of minutes to upload. Then you have it here in your uploads folder. So this is your work bar, and the uploads down here are most important. And then you can just drag an item over, and then you would size it to the size that you need for this particular graphic. So you can see in the little corner here, it shows you the size of the image as it is, and then you can crop it as you like. And it's always going to stay in the frame that you've picked here, so you can see it doesn't really make my image wider because I've already chosen the square format for Instagram. Now I have this as a background. You can see I can still move it around, up and down. And then I have added text here, and this is where I would do it. So you have the text bit here. And again, if you have Canva for Business, you have your 3 main fonts already selected for you. I'm going to talk about choosing fonts in a little bit as well, but these are the ones that I'm usually using on my website. In this case, I have added the Helvetica, which I made the text white, and then I made it bigger here, and then I can change the text here. This is just a test. And then I have different options here. I can make it bold, I can make it all uppercase, I can center it, which is what I've done it now, and then I could put it to the left. I can also change the text spacing, so this might be really useful to look at if you're trying to build something for a specific part of your website. Really interesting stuff. I think this is something, you just need to know where to look for these tools, but once you know and you had a bit of time to play around, it's going to be super easy. So again, this is how I would change the color, and then I could also duplicate this. So if I've formatted something that I really like and I want to create another area of text that is similar, I could just copy this bit, or I could delete it again. Okay, so going back to the overview, we have looked at working with your own images, and I'm gonna talk about this a little bit more when I show you more examples. But let's talk about how you can find stock images and work with templates on Canva. So you have the search option up here, and this is kind of a grid where you have different things to look at. These are grids that kind of divide the graphic that you're working on into different segments. So this, for example, would be really great if you want to communicate information. You could, divide it up into 3 steps or 3 segments, and then you can use this format to kind of illustrate that. So you would choose the format that you want to work with, and then you drag it over here, and then you can select the single bits to work on. And so this is an image currently. I could say background here on the side, and then give that one another background. Okay, so this is the overall background that I've worked on here. And I could then go and drag and drop images into the different segments. So like this, for example. But there's more to explore here. So these are the grids, and then you have frames as well. If I just delete all of this and the frame as well. So I have just a blank background now. If I go to frames here, I can pick frames for images to work with. So something I personally really like is the circle. I'm using this a lot, and you can see it on here as well. I don't know why, I just love circles. And then you can size it to any size that you need, and then you could go back to your uploads and again put a picture in there. That's how you do it, really. So something else you want to look at. Shapes are really important as well, because they can provide a background for your pictures. So say you had a picture like this. I'm going to remove the background again, and then I want just this image as my background. I'm going to make it bigger. Okay, and then I'm going to go back to the shapes. So this image is quite a good example for images that are good for layering, because it has quite quite a simple layout, really. We have this person in the front here, and then the woods are kind of blurring into the background. So it's really a great opportunity to layer some text here and have a heading the way I had before. But if there was more busyness going on in the background, maybe there were like animals, different colors, and it wasn't as calm, then it would be a good idea to have this little screen here. And again, I can size that to anything I want, and then I can center it. So whenever you center an item, it gives you this little line that you've just seen here, which is really handy, and it lets you know you're on the right track now. It's not off. I'm a bit obsessed with this, to be honest. And now I could go back to the text bit here and say add a subheading, and then say this is a test, and I can drop this here, size it, make it a lot bigger, and then I would center it as well. Okay. Yeah, so this is a great example of layering text and images. And another kind of note on colors and text and fonts as well. I see a lot of people using black as kind of a default if they're not sure what color to use. And I think from a brand communication point of view, it's quite a hard color. And it creates a lot of contrast. So a lot of the time it's a good idea to go into the color option, even if you don't want any fancy colors. Maybe use a softer gray, and you can achieve this by just clicking the plus here and then choose the shade of gray that you want. And I don't know if you feel the same, but I feel like just using this lighter shade of gray just creates a much more softer and inviting image. with the text. That's just a thought. Okay, so we looked at shapes as well. You've got lines here. That's really great if you're building more complex graphics and you want to communicate a lot of information. Then sometimes it's great to break a graphic up with these lines. You've got illustrations as well, and there are quite a few icons. So if whenever you see this free sign, you don't have to pay anything for this. And these are actually really great tools that you might want to use for your branding as well. So some of them are a bit random, but some of them are actually really nice. You've got planets here, there's the moon. So lots and lots to work with and explore. Here are icons. Again, they're really great if you want to communicate information. So a light bulb, for example, would be great if you want to illustrate an idea or a thought or like a key thing of what it is that you're trying to communicate. And then even more interesting, you've got the photos down here, and again, lots of them are free, and some of them are actually from Unsplash, I believe. So there's a lot going on here, and this one I think actually is a great example again of an image that has a lot of negative space. So a lot of space where there isn't much else going on that you could easily use to layer text. And of course, it should be related to your business and your brand. So this might not work for you, but if you take a bit of time to explore here, it should definitely be possible to find something that's suitable. So health coaches, I think, could, for example, work with nature-related images. You've got a lot of green here. If you have a business coaching business, then something related to an office space might be great for you. Yeah, don't be ashamed to work with free images if you don't have a budget yet. They can look really beautiful and make great graphics. So we've got charts as well. I have to be honest, it's something I haven't explored much yet because I'm not much of a chart kind of person, but some of them might be really good to illustrate figures that you want to share. Yeah, so this is the functionality that you have in the search bar. Let's go back to our overview. So we looked at finding stock images that work, and we have talked about layering images and text. I want to talk a little bit more about picking fonts and color combinations. So color combinations we've already talked about a bit, and I really advise that you think about the branding colors that you want to use and stick with them. But as a general measure, I think it's great to keep in mind that you want to create a lot of contrast when you're working with text. So this one might look great on a website, but if there wasn't so much contrast between this writing and the background, it might be really hard to read the text, especially on mobile. So that's something really practical and important to keep in mind, that you could look at. Another thing is if you're looking at text and fonts to choose, you can see that Canva really has a huge amount of different fonts to choose from. And again, that's an area where I would really recommend that you stay consistent. So you try different things and you find something that you really love, and then you stick with it and use it throughout your website and all your social media channels. It just creates a really professional look, to stay true to the branding you've decided on. And don't get too heady about this. I know if you're trying to make a long-term decision, that can be really hard, but maybe ask some friends if they think that your ideas are a good fit. So Leak Gothic, for example, is something that I really love to use as a highlight font. But there's lots more. I like Lobster as well. So these are the two that I'm using. Lobster, this is Leak Gothic, and then this would be my body text font. And as a general guideline, I would always recommend to have a really, really simple, very clear font for your body text. Whenever you want to have longer paragraph of text, choose something like this that's really easy to read even on mobile. And then if you want to highlight certain elements on social media graphics or on your website, you can use something a little bit more fancy like this one or that one. Yeah, just play around. If you've got a business account, then you can select which free fonts are your standard ones, and they are going to come up at the top for you. Very handy. Resizing graphics. So we talked about this before a little bit, but I want to show you some practical examples of this as well. So What I'm using as a banner here is a 2000 by 800 graphic. And if you look at my designs, this would be the overview that I've done for this overview, for example. Again, if I would download it and it felt like a wrong fit, it's not quite right, I would go to File, and then I can change the dimension, either pick one of those or use custom dimensions. And I would really recommend taking some time to play around with this. And sometimes in your web design, it really depends on what theme on WordPress, if you are on WordPress, you're using. Sometimes it's possible to resize images live as well. So that's good to keep in mind. And then looking at communicating facts through images. So this is a really simple example for, I have my headline here and then I have a list of bullet points. So this is quite straightforward, but as you communicate more complex information, I would really recommend to look at the Canva layouts that are done for you. So when you scroll down here, and all of them are free, but they're usually worth it, you see a lot of different layouts. This one is a great example, I think, where you have different icons. You have these numbers here, and then you can give 4 different facts and communicate them, and you have the header here. And all of this can be edited, so even with a graphic that looks quite finished already, you can go in here and change that to be your branding color. You can change the background as well. That would be done here. So as you can see, with just a couple of clicks, I completely changed the look of this really. And there's even more templates if you go into another format here. So this would be A4, and I think I remember that under A4 there's really great layouts to communicate lots and lots of data. Let's see. These would be beautiful book covers as well, and I think this one again is a really beautiful example of really interesting and great fonts that you can change if you want to. You can see there's a date here, it's May, it's free entry, there's an address here, this is the time, and then here you can see where you can find out more. So it's actually a lot of information in one simple graphic, and yet it's really compelling. It kind of pulls you in, and if you imagine seeing this on your Facebook feed, I think it's something that would probably catch your eye. So of course this is quite a layout that works well with A4, but you still might be able to resize this. That's a terrible example because it's quite wide, but as you can see, you can really look through the different layouts here and just make them fit your needs rather than the other way around. Okay, integrating graphics on your website. So I'm gonna look at my website as an example. This is my homepage, and you can see all my branding colors. Even in the images that I use, you see them. So you've got the yellow here, which comes close, and then here's the purple. This image, this is kind of going off topic a little bit, but I think it's a really great tip. It's from Creative Market. I'm gonna open that website for you for a second. So Creative Market is a platform where you can buy stock photography, but also fonts and templates and graphics. Really, really beautiful stuff, and lots of it is actually not that expensive. So if you look at desk mockup, for example, it comes up with lots of scenes and desk images that you might want to work with. So I really like this one, for example. You could have your own website here. You can change the text in the background. So this is something that you can buy here on Creative Market, and then you download it, and then here you would upload it into your upload section, and then you can edit it, and you can add text as you like. You can add your image here, and this would be $11. So I think if you're quite certain and quite clear on your branding and what it is that you want to achieve, then this is a really great resource to kind of go a little bit deeper. Okay, so I've got my intro text here, and then this is a circle. As I said, I really love circles. And then you've got circles that describe my different services and offerings. So it has the header "Work with me," And giving people these three choices and having images kind of representing these choices is something very popular for a good reason, because it illustrates what it is that you're offering. And three choices are kind of, in most cases, just enough to give a quick overview, but it's not overwhelming people with too many choices. So for example, obviously I have different web design offerings, but for now I'm just giving people these three options and they can click this link and then explore that further. And then I have a white banner here. Again, I've done that with Canva, where I'm inviting people to check out my WordPress course, and then I have some recent blog posts. All the blog posts that I've made, including this one here, which is a thumbnail for a YouTube video, are also done in Canva. And I also wanted to show you what I do with my blog posts, because I think there's a lot of marketing potential in here. So I always have my header image here, and then this is the body text, the header, and this is the widget sidebar. And it's something I really care about and so often overlooked in web design. But I think in most cases on WordPress, you should be able to access your widget bar and work on it. And what I've done here is that I've created really beautiful circle images, and I've uploaded them, and they're clickable. So always keep in mind the way that people access and flow through your website. So most people might land on your homepage, in my case sarahmagdalenalove.com, and then they can look at that and really get an idea of what your business and what you are about. But lots of people, as you build your social media following, will also get in touch or interact with your website the very first time through a post. So if someone landed on this post, they've never seen me before, I really want them to know what I'm offering, even though this post is not related to my business. So this one is on staying spiritually grounded in life and business. And you could argue it's not related if you read the post. It actually kind of is, but I don't want to go there yet. But anyway, what I mean is that I'm really making the most of the attention that I can get from people in my sidebar, and I'm letting them know what else I'm offering. And I'm just going to show you quickly as an example how I made this one, so you can recreate that one if you like. So I would go to social media, because I want quite a square shape. And then I would go to the top here, and I would pick a frame that would work in this case. And I'm going all the way down. And then it's actually a circle with an outline, and that outline is purple. And then I'm making it bigger. Oops. Oh, 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 oh. I actually just wanted to make it bigger, like this. And then I want to center it. Done. And now I'm going into my upload section, and I'm giving it a nice background image. So say this one. Okay. And now I think this has actually been a question that's come up. If you want to change the position of an image in a frame that you've chosen, what you need to do is double click it, and then you can move it around. And obviously you can't really move this one up and down because it just fits, but you can move it to the left and the right, and then you confirm. Now, the trick to make this really readable with text on top is to change the transparency. So I'm clicking this little arrow here, and then I say transparency, and then I lower it, and that kind of fades the image a little bit. See what I've done here? And then I say text, and I say add subheading. Now I would say web design. Again, I want to give this a branding color. I want to make it really big, even bigger actually, maybe even bigger. And then I would make sure it's centered, and I want to have it uppercase as well. Can make this bigger, and then I center the text as well. I think actually in this case it should be purple and not orange. Yes, that works. Okay, so this is an example of how I've done this sidebar widget. If you're happy with your design, you would go download at the top, and then you've got different options here. I usually go for the high quality, but the image for web quality might be just enough. If you're creating a PDF, maybe for example for a freebie, an opt-in offer that you're offering, then PDF standard would be what you're looking to do. There's more options here, but I think really this is what you need to look at first. It's been really, really great fun. I hope you got a lot out of this. I'm still around, so I'm not gone at all. If you've got any additional questions, please let me know. I'm gonna post a couple of challenges this afternoon. I would really love to see what you're making with Canva. Lovely to meet you. Speak to you very soon. Bye.